This is Matt Smith of Monarch. You're listening to Joker's Electric Circus on Metal Messiah Radio.
Why so serious, son? It's DJ Joker in the house.
All right, what's happening, my metal friends? Welcome to another Friday night interview edition of the Electric Circus Radio Show, brought to you by Metal Messiah Radio. We are your metal music messiah. On the line with me right now, I have Matt Smith of the San Diego, California thrash metal band Monarch. Welcome to the Electric Circus Radio Show here at Metal Messiah Radio. How are you doing, Matt?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Pretty good. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you on.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Matt, please tell us who all the members are of the band. You got Monarch, and how did you guys all hook up in the beginning?
Okay, well, it started with Adam West. We call him the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
He plays drums. And then he started jamming with Casey Trask and our old bass player, Alex Pickard, and old actual singer before me. He played guitar as well. And so those four dudes, they were all playing in Monarch together, and the singer quit. So Adam West, Casey Trask, guitar player, Alex Pickard, bass player, they met me from, like, I played in two other bands called Damn Cyan and Nihilist. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, we all played shows around everywhere, and they needed a new singer because their guy left. So, and I was done playing with Damn Cyan, so they hit me up. We started jamming a bunch of songs. They had a 3-song demo out at the time they gave me. I learned those songs, and we worked on a bunch of other stuff. Mm-hmm. And in that time, we were playing shows just all around San Diego like we always did, and we have been. And pretty much ever since that point, we were like, oh, we'll get serious. We started recording. I downloaded Reaper and got some other things, and just kept playing shows and recording our songs until we got it all dialed in where we thought it was good enough to get mastered and send out. And that's, we put together the first album, The Go Forth Slaughter. Yeah. And so that was all. We did all that in my old house. It's actually my daughter's room now. So we used to jam in there and recorded the album in there. And it was pretty rad. We played video games and, having party sessions, stuff like that, recorded the album. And finished the album and just kept playing shows, doing what we were doing. We played, tons of fun things here and there. And it eventually, just having an album out really helped us, and we got to do the Whack and Metal Battle. And so, like, when we were doing the Whack and Metal Battle stuff, we were also recording our second CD at the same time down at Clarity Recordings in El Cajon. And so us four, we were just plugging away at that all summer. Took us like a year, and then the guy mixing it, and it's coming out in April. Was it April 16th?
Yes.
And
yeah, Monarch. So Monarch, your band's latest album, Future Shock, will, as you said, will be released April the 16th, 2021, when this show is aired. Tell us about the album. What was the process like recording this album? It's a great album. I love it already.
Let's see. Process. A bunch of the songs were kind of like written already, and we just jammed them out all together. It's kind of similar to the first album. Like, we had a bunch of stuff made up already and just jammed it together, played it, started doing it at shows and stuff so we could figure it out how we want to record it. And then this time we actually went to Clarity Recordings and with Sean, and he pretty much did all the recording, handled it all, did all the mixing, all the mastering. He handled all of that for us this time. So we were able to just go down there and just really focus on our performances, make it the best we could. And he came to one of our shows that we had and totally like sat there, listened to us, and tried to emulate it best he could in the CD. And I don't know, I'm super stoked on it, man. He did a really good job. And so like while we're in the middle of that, we got to do the whacking thing and just been playing shows.
Mm-hmm. Tell us what each band member brings to the band's creative chemistry and the gifts they bring into you guys working together, the songwriting and the creativity. What does each guy contribute?
It would be like, say if it was I don't know. First of all, Adam's the heartbeat, and then I feel like me and Casey on guitar. It's like I feel like Luke Skywalker and Wedge Antilles from Star Wars, you know. And then having Gabe on bass now, that was another thing. Our old bass player that was on the album left, and we have Gabe now. He played in a couple bands around here, Super Sumas. They used to be called Hammered, and a couple other bands. But having him on bass is super rad now. He's super good. Him and Adam are really solid rhythm. I like getting to go between rhythm and playing solos with Casey. Totally try to have it be kind of all our favorite bands all in one, where we all get to like feel like all our favorite things, you know, at some point in all the songs. And
cool.
When we jam all our songs out, we'll come to think, you know, we'll have like riffs and stuff, and we all have an idea of the song where it's supposed to go, but then you got to sit there and play it, because sometimes if you think too hard about a song, it ends up just going off in a whole nother direction. So it's really good, all three of us. We like all the same things, but, you know, we've listened to different stuff too. And I feel super confident, like, with having them, you know, in the band, to be able to like, oh, dude, is that sick? And they're like, yeah, dude, do that one. And you're like, okay, right. I'm on the same train as you guys, you know, because I don't know, man, trying to put out something awesome, you know, you second guess yourself sometimes. You can, but then you act like you don't, but right. You know.
You said something earlier about the studio. Please tell us about the mixing and mastering of the album, and which studio do you guys love to use, and how long did it take to record Future Shock by Monarch?
Future Shock by Monarch was recorded at Clarity Recordings, and I think it's El Cajon. It's more like Rancho Bernardo. I think it's El Cajon. Sean Tolley, he's the recording engineer, mixing, mastering dude. He does all of it. Super professional. It was at his house. He has the full-on, like, he has his garage all decked out. Even since the last time we were there, he's done a bunch of work on it. But he had his garage all super decked out, soundproofed, awesome. Then he has his studio in there, super nice, but big old TV and like rad lights and stuff. Cool. And getting sent show with him was cool. It was super hot when we were there during summer. It was, you know, like 100 degrees in the garage. It was awesome, man. He did. You guys will hear it. You know.
Right, exactly. Thank you. Matt, you guys, all the band members in the band, I read, give guitar lessons and everything. Please tell us about that. I think that's cool.
If you guys want to take some official Monarch guitar lessons, hit us up. We have our website. Go on the Monarch website and you can contact us, or just contact us however you can, man. You guys know Facebook and Instagram and all those things. You just do the hashtag, look at the hashtags, and you'll find us. And we give guitar lessons, me, Casey, and Adam. They teach at the School of Rock right now. I used to. I'm still kind of employed, but I'm just not teaching there right now. And I just got my associate's degree, so I could do like full-on music lessons one day. You know, I got it in classical music, and they're doing the same thing, just learn as much as they can, teaching as much as they can, trying to give back, you know, because it's pretty awesome to be able to teach someone to play and they can take it and show their friends and you spread the happiness, make everybody happy.
Matt, here's an interesting question that I found out about you personally and what you do and everything. That you know classical guitar playing. Please tell us about that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, you guys should all check out Super Guitar Bros. They play pretty much all my favorite classical guitar songs. Mm-hmm. They're all video game classical songs. I don't know if you guys know that, but like there's a huge thing now where people play classical guitar and piano style like video game music, and it's pretty much classical music at like the next phase in history, where we're at in time. It's not medieval times and we're sitting around in a castle, we're sitting in a city and stuff. But they take, it's pretty awesome. You hear all these themes from songs, and it's nostalgia therapy too. So
Monarch has shared the stage with bands such as Death Angel, Nervosa from Brazil, among others. In 2019, you guys won the Wacken Battle USA to guarantee a slot at Wacken Open Air. Please tell us about that and your experience and how did that go?
That was the most awesome thing ever. Like sleeping in a tent on a farm in Germany, and there's like thunderstorms and you could hear metal blasting louder than anything you've ever heard. Mm-hmm. And like there's just barbecues with meat skewers, like huge meat chunks everywhere, and just the beer. They totally have a pipeline for the beer there, and then they had this hopeful like Mad Max theme as the 30th anniversary. Tons of rad bands played, getting to play on the stage. We played the History stage, which was actually the first Wacken stage from the first festival. I know all sorts of bands like Children of Bodom, Hypocrisy, and all European bands that I like played that stage pretty much. So it was pretty rare for all of us, and we made a bunch of friends. It was pretty cool to jam and meet bands from around the world, and I don't know, it's just crazy how metal's the one, like, music, man. It can take any kind of music and you can make a metal and it works around the whole world somehow. And every kind of person was there.
Okay, next, Matt, let's spin a track from the new album, Future Shock by Monarch. Let's spin track number 5, Shred or Die, and it's the YouTube single video. What can you tell us about the song and where the video was shot at? And we will be right back with Matt Smith of Monarch.
The song Shred or Die by Monarch. This one. That video is funny because we went to Adam's house and we decked out his little patio situation and made it look kind of fancy, put some cool posters up and stuff, and recorded we did it music video style. We had the team blasting and we sat in there, and then you can just watch it and see what we did. It was like a jam spot pretty much anywhere we would jam, it looked like. And then after we're all done, then you check the news that day and stuff, and then we look at the news and there's all these riots and stuff and banks burning and crazy. It was that time of year when those things happen. And totally, like, we gave the video to a guy, our friend Dow, and he made it for us. And it was kind of weird how everything lined up. Like, we happened to be recording the same day all that stuff happened, so he got footage of it, put it all together, and then like I wrote the song a really long time ago, and but it was a happy accident, and it was awesome. So I'm stoked on it. It is kind of brutal. The first time I saw it, I was like, damn, this is brutal. But I was like, yeah, that's what it's about, man. If you can still push that little envelope, especially nowadays when things are so ridiculous, then it's like, all right, you pushed it the right way. Get people out of their comfort zone a little bit, maybe, and get them to think.
All right, welcome back to Metal Messiah Radio, Joker's Electric Circus. We're back with Matt Smith of Monarch. Matt, who did the cover art for Future Shock by Monarch? I think it's amazing artwork.
Mark Sasso. He did, I just know he's done, I think, Motorhead, Judas Priest, Dio. Wow. Like, if you look up his website, he's done a bunch of Cage albums. That's how we got in touch with him, because Casey Trask, our guitar player, plays in Cage and Three Tremors. So he did, we hit him up, and he liked the CD, and he was like, yeah, I'll do it for you guys. And yeah, I'm stoked on it too, man. I like the blue.
Have you guys been shopping for record labels, or has any record labels approached you wanting to hook up with you?
We talked to a couple like friends that we have, like their record labels, but it's just wasn't they weren't interested. So we're just kind of we're gonna let it float out there and kind of let the seed sow itself, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, like that. We kind of just put it out and see what comes along, because the world's in such a weird place right now too. Like there's big bands that are like, do we release our CD right now, or do we hold on to it till we can tour again, or things like so we're kind of put it out so everyone can hear it, and when it's time for it to do its thing, it'll be ready.
Hopefully you guys can get out and tour again and everything after this godforsaken COVID-19 pandemic is over.
Yeah, we'll get to it for sure.
Matt, what drew you to the music industry to begin with? Who are some of your influences growing up and made you want to be a musician, a guitar player, and a vocalist?
When I was a really little kid, I listened to Oingo Boingo a lot, like 6 or 7 years old. I'm guessing that's a big one for singing, because it's totally. And then like Dragon Ball Z. It'd be rad to be like a voice actor for Dragon Ball Z or something like that. So you kind of put those together, I guess. And then, all the metal bands and stuff. Video game music for me, like all the cool battle themes when I was a little kid, you'd be playing. And then that turned into, like hard rock and metal. And I really liked Hypocrisy, Kalma, Children of Bodom. A lot of European bands when I was teenagers, what I got into, because that's when Napster came out and you could download all their music without getting in trouble, because there's these random European bands. You weren't going to get sued for it or anything like that. So I was downloading all this music from Europe, and that's kind of what got me into more classical style music, I think, because their music, a lot of it's more classical, the way it's played compared to a lot of American bands, I guess. The end of Pantera, he was like doing a lot more like making the guitar make sounds more than just actually hitting notes and stuff. Different styles.
What is your favorite part about being in the band Monarch? Your favorites and least favorites?
My favorite thing is getting to jam with Adam, Casey, and Gabe, because I don't know, it's pretty rad getting to jam with them and do you know what I mean? Everyone's all sick. It's just like if you got to catch an awesome wave out surfing or bomb like a hill on a snowboard, it's like same kind of thing. Then just my least favorite thing is just with, man, I want to like have some good shows and have it be good, pretty much. That's just it. I'm pretty simple. Just if we could play some cool shows that, wasn't costing us, and it was making everyone happy, and pretty much it, man. If we could just play shows again.
Right, absolutely.
We got a few good spots around here, and then it's like, you know what I mean? Like how there's like House of Blues, but for like smaller metal bands, like it's hard for metal bands to get into certain places to play because they're afraid, you know, that's still metal. They're like, oh, you guys are rowdy. But it's like, dude, metal shows are usually the most chill and respectful audience, like, of anyone.
Yep. What can you tell us
So,
about your
yeah,
guitar and the instruments you use? Are you subject to brand loyalty? Will you play whatever's available? What made you choose the guitar you have now? And was it cost or style, model, brand, or color or preference?
my guitar that I played on Future Shock and on the Slaughter, well, this is the only guitar I've ever had since I was 13. Let me think. I was 15, I think, and I got this Jackson KV2 right before they were bought by Fender. And that's the only guitar I've ever used for Monarch. Um, so that guitar is what? It's like 18 years old now, I think, this guitar. But it's pretty beat. The frets are starting to pop out. I've changed the pickups out once. I need to fix the input jack, like resolder it right now. But this guitar has been through so much. It's the best guitar ever. It's been smashed by people in mosh pit flying into me.
Wow.
It's had crap and beer all over it. It was in the airplane when we went to Germany, and it was like minus 100 degrees in the storage on the plane, and it dealt with that. And played perfect, man. It's just these things can take a beating.
Please tell us about the feeling you get performing in front of a huge crowd. Are you ever nervous? And how exciting is that, performing live in front of a lot of people?
It's pretty rad. It's like, I think of it like surfing. It's you know, if it's a really big day, you gotta be on point, you know, and have your stuff down. And the more comfortable you are with what you're playing, you know, like how well you know your stuff, your material, like it makes the show more and more comfortable. Um, Whether there's like a ton of people or a little bit of people, you're always that for me, that comfortability comes from how well I know what we're playing. And when it's our own stuff, that's no problem. The cover songs, I always forget the words. But playing is gnarly, like in Germany, because there's people inside the tent, and then there's also people outside the tent, and they could hear us playing outside the tent too. Mm-hmm. It's playing in a different country had, you know, is intimidating in a different way. When you're here at home, you're like, oh man, these people like live around here too. So it's like a different kind of reputation, I guess.
Where do you see your band Monarch, your band in the near future, your goals to where you want to be as a band?
We should do Monarch, like Ex Mortis, Havoc, Megadeth tour.
That would be cool.
That sounds pretty.
Most certainly.
Yeah, man. We could do just because we're all American bands. We could stop by everyone's house, like on the tour, you know, as we're going around. Right. I also want to go camping, have a tour where we go to all different campgrounds and just go camping every night instead of staying in hotels.
Right, absolutely.
To go fishing. Monarch, though, we're already working on we already have songs for the third CD. You know, we're all mulling around in our brains and jamming a little bit and getting all that felt out.
Awesome. How are you dealing with the lockdown? What are you doing in your time? And you just said you was working on new material for a third album.
Yeah, we're doing that. Right now, since we finished the Monarch CD, me and Casey, we've been working with our friend Sean Elg and Steve Grimmett on some stuff, and we've been working on some other collaborations with Harry Conklin. We were doing a cover song with him, and then
nice.
I just have a bunch of my own songs I'm working on all the time. Casey's working with Cage and Three Tremors. Pretty much we have like our own little projects, but like Monarch's our baby, you know, and we're still getting to play, playing here and there, secret. The big bands are going to be kind of screwed. They're not going to get to play stadiums, and they're not going to want to play little backyard shows.
Right,
but
they won't.
Bands like us, we could play backyard show. And
you mentioned Steve Grimmett. You mentioned Steve Grimmett. How did you hook up with him?
Casey knows him. Casey knows him from Three Tremors. They played in Europe, and Steve Grimmett sang. I don't remember who couldn't. I think Harry Conklin couldn't make the show, so he came and filled in for him. And then before COVID hit, we were gonna go do a tour with him, and we were learning songs and stuff. But then COVID hit, and so we just been working on stuff. We do it all remotely. Like Casey will get some riffs down and send them to Steve, and then Steve will get some lyrics. And our friend Sean, I played with him in Nihilist, and Casey plays with him in Cage also. They'll work on it, and they've been sending it to me, and then I'll like mix it all up and put bass on it. And so we're all doing it like remote collaboration metal album.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty sick. I'm stoked on the 3 songs we got so far.
We look forward to that when it's released to hear it and everything. Nice. Please discuss. Please discuss how you interact and respond to the fans in social media here in 2021. Yeah, how do you react to the fans in social media here in 2021?
We're pretty good about it. I haven't been on the ball as much lately, but Casey and Adam been handling that for us. But we try to be really good about being as like personal as we can, having everything, it's like instead of ordering our CD on Amazon or CD Baby or something, it's like I'd rather have you just email me and then I can send you the CD, because then it actually seems like a real connection to me,
Yeah, understandable.
Like that's important. That's important, like we do all that stuff ourselves. We send out all our CDs ourselves and stuff like that. So that's why we say just go to our website, buy from us. It helps us out. It's like mom and pop shop, You don't want the mom and pop shop to go down because Amazon's selling our CD for $30 and we sell it for $15.
Right. Yeah, that's how they do. Amazon, they jack up the price a little bit.
Yeah, we're dealing with the corporation. So.
Yeah, the big corporations like Amazon always have to get involved and jack up the prices. That's the way they do.
Yeah. I was like, man, it cost me $30 to buy my CD. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's fun.
What is your thoughts on the music industry today?
I think it's in a total transition period right now, because it's kind of crazy too, because like there's such a high level for like production standard, but then there's also like there's all these recordings we listen to that we love that really are like subpar and things like that, and it's crazy what can fly by as good and how much of an opinion it is, and it's like a culture. It's really what it is it's just all these different cultures, and which ones do you like relate to. And I think that it's going in a way where everything is much more understood and people are being much more open to different kinds of music now. Where back in the day, people would listen to Slayer and they're just like, oh God. But, nowadays people are much more willing to understand these viewpoints, and listening to different bands and stuff. It gives you like an easy way to do that, and at least that's with like the underground music. There's the whole side of it, that's evil.
Right, exactly.
There's all the like stuff on the Super Bowl halftime show where you're like, man, this is totally like innuendos and
Exactly.
I don't know what the word is right now.
Okay, Matt, please give us a
like,
plug on where to buy your music and your websites where we can buy music and get a physical copy of the CD, and tell us about your merchandise, like T-shirts and stickers and all that cool stuff.
Okay, the best thing and easiest thing, I think, for everyone is if you just go on Facebook and go to Monarch, it has our website link right there. So you can click your Facebook app on your phone, and then you can just click the link on the Monarch Facebook, and it'll take you to our website. We just got our T-shirts made, and they're just getting sent. They're on the way from Germany right now, flying in a plane. Monarch T-shirts. They're like the cool Reaper guys all blasting through the sky. And then we'll have those available. We have some old shirts from the first album. We have our first album. The second album is going to be available on the website. We have, a bunch of other things we're looking to figure out. We have like beer koozies, and we're going to make a whole bunch of other merch, cool stuff. And we have all the social media stuff. There's Instagram, YouTube. We have videos up on YouTube. We have our Instagram posts all the time. Like whenever we have band practice, not whenever, a lot of times we have band practice, we'll Facebook live stream it. We'll post it on our Instagram, and if we have really good videos, we'll put it up on our YouTube. Just type in Monarch and Future Shock, Go Forth Slaughter, and it'll pop up for you guys.
Awesome. Please give shout outs to the fans and maybe a new fan to be a fan of Monarch. What would you like to say to them?
I would like to say to you guys, come on down. let's have a show.
Awesome.
Like, man, that's what I want to do, man. Like, just play a show and have everyone thrashing, and I could blow a fireball, and Casey could have the smoke guitar and all that stuff, man. I want to have the fun again, because it's such a good thing. Like, the community, it's what it's about, man. It's what everyone needs. Is just a good show to go scream and yell at, and everyone to be way better. So,
if somebody comes out to see a Monarch show in the future after COVID-19, where everybody can get out and tour again and go to concerts, what kind of Monarch show will the fans get?
Oh, they're going to get the best thing ever. They're going to get super ultra thrash metal. It's going to be, we're totally like we want to get stuff, like have stuff on stage, like the guy on the album cover. Want to do that stuff like Iron Maiden. I've been blowing fireballs at all our shows and lighting tiki torches and doing all that stuff. Yeah, man, we want it to go bigger. We could full on fly around with straps and do it like Kiss, man. I'd be down.
Oh yeah, that would be cool too. Awesome, great answer. In closing here, Matt, it's been an honor and a pleasure having you on tonight's show, Joker's Electric Circus, brought to you by MetalMessiahRadio.com. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule for doing this interview with us. And you guys are more than welcome to come back on the show when you want to promote new music in the future. You're always welcome to come back, and thank you.
Right on. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. We all do. Makes us feel good. And hopefully, we can make you guys feel good. Blast some metal for